What up? It's Oreo Gaming. We back in here with another video, and today I'm finally getting around to discussing this, which I wanted to do this a couple days ago when it kind of came out, but you know, I've just been like busy doing like other things and recording stuff for like other videos and such. But this is the potentially leaked DLC like characters for Dragon Ball FighterZ, the 8 DLC characters that are coming in the game. When we don't know, but we have a leaked list of all 8. Like I said, this is coming from Shonen Games, so if you question credibility or anything of that nature, it's completely up to y'all. And I'll also leave the link to the original post in the comments or in the description, so you guys can check it out yourself. But before I even get into this, man, did I call it or did I call it? I mean, I'm like bullshit. I didn't call all 8 characters, which granted I do feel like majority of these, like looking at this list here, if this is the list, it makes perfect sense. Well, I'm just gonna get into it right now. Oh, and the reason I said like did I call it or did I call it was because if you guys can go back to my who's next videos. I did a part 1 and then an updated part 2 because I had kind of forgot a couple key characters, and then I think maybe more information came out at that time or whatever. You guys can look those up on my channel. It's kind of inferior now since we have like a potential like leaked list. But out of the 8 characters on here, I called 6 out of the 8. But anyway, getting into it, we got Broly at number 1, which I think everybody is expecting Broly to be in this game at this point. I think he was practically a given from the very beginning, especially once we saw Dragon Ball Super characters make it into the main roster. I think it was only a matter of time. Like, I think Broly was definitely going to be in at that point. Bardock is number 2, which again, another character I think we all kind of knew at least had really good chances, which I do believe I put Bardock in Who's Next Part 2. Either that or I think somebody commented on my Part 2 and said they thought Bardock was going to be in, and I was like, oh shit, you know, because I completely, like, I had him on my list to put him in and I completely forgot to mention him, so I'm not sure if he's on one of my lists or not. But another kind of given character that I think we all were kind of expecting. Same thing with number 3 is Janemba. I think Janemba is personally like one of the main DLC characters I wanted personally in the game, because I just always thought Janemba was a cool ass character, and I think in this game he could be like a Goku Black in a sense, in terms of like dope design, dope looking specials, dope like supers in terms of, you know, like level 3s and things of that nature. And so Janemba is another, you know, really popular character and everything, and so I think it makes sense for him. Number 4 is Kefla, who I also stated in my part 2 video as being either Kefla, or they could do Kale and Khalifa separately, or maybe just Khalifa, or maybe just Kale, whatever. But the list has Kefla on it, which is a character from Dragon Ball Super, for the people that don't know. I don't know if you would say Kefla is a really popular character from the series, but definitely a more well-known character, at least from the Universe 6 in Dragon Ball Super, so not a surprise there. 5 and 6, we have Toppo and Jiren from Universe 11, 2 more Dragon Ball Super characters. I'm really hoping now, especially like right now, that with this game they are working on DLC characters post like production, because if this list is true and Toppo is in this game, I'm really hoping that his like level 3, like his power up or whatever, I'm really hoping that it has to do with his God of Destruction like look, and he goes full God of Destruction and shit, because that design and everything is just super fucking cool. And so Toppo was also in my part 2, I believe, but the reason I said I didn't see Toppo potentially making it, because I thought Jiren was a shoo-in to be in the game. But I was like, you can't really have Toppo and Jiren without Dispo, because they were always kind of the big three. But looking at Super now, it really is just Toppo and Jiren, like, as the top two characters, and then Dispo is like a distant three. So it makes sense now. Like I said with Jiren, I already did an entire video on him alone, because he was another character that I forgot to bring up, that I meant to since the first video. And so it wouldn't surprise me if he's in the game. Now, numbers 7 and 8 are where it kind of gets interesting, because number 7, it just says Kid, and in parentheses, possibly Kid Goku, which I'm fine. I mean, I know a lot of people would say, oh, another Goku in the game, but I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Granted, I did think, like I said before, that I didn't think any like original Dragon Ball references would be in the game, but if you have Dragon Ball Z characters, of course, and Dragon Ball Super characters, and then like movie characters who aren't even canon, you know, then why not go back to OG Dragon Ball for once? And so it makes a lot of sense to have Kid Goku in the game. Would I play Kid Goku if his power pole, like if he uses the power pole, it has a lot of interesting gameplay features or mechanics with that? I think that could be really dope, and I definitely could see myself playing him then, but outside of that, I'm just not really sure. And number 8, which I think we could have all kind of guessed, they would have a guest character in the game. And for here, it's listed as Fu. F-U-U, who is a new character. I don't believe he's out yet, but he's a DLC character in Xenoverse 2, which I guess, you know, would make him a DLC character in 2 games now. But that I thought was really interesting, because I did think that Dragon Ball FighterZ was going to have a guest character in terms of a character just outside of Dragon Ball Z, GT, and everything like that. You know, so not like a Broly or a Janemba or anything like that, but just like completely outside of the Dragon Ball universe. Like, I honestly thought that like they were gonna pick like fucking like Ragna from the Blaze Blue series or something like that to put in the game, or Soul Bag. I shit you not. I thought that, like, you know, because it would only make sense, and NetherRealm does the same thing, you know, with the Injustice games, you know, taking another property of theirs, implementing characters from that property into their other property, you know, so taking Mortal Kombat characters and putting them into Injustice. It makes sense. And so I assumed there might be a Blaze Blue character or a Guilty Gear character in the game, and I thought they could have put Ragna in this shit, you know, or they could have went with Guilty Gear and picked Soul or Chip or, you know, whoever else, or Bang from the Blaze Blue series, or anybody else in the game. But if it is Fu, cool. I guess he looks like a duck ass nigga from the pictures that I've seen from him, but if they can make him work, then I'm fine with it. So that pretty much wraps this up. These were, like I said, this was the leaked, potentially like leaked roster for the DLC characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Let me guys know what interest, or who are you guys interested in on this list in playing in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Do you guys plan on playing any of these characters? What do you guys think of this list? Do you guys think there's any validity to this list? Let me know everything in the comments. It's been Oreo Gaming. New videos all week, every week. Like, comment, share, subscribe.